Yesterday, me, you, and G had a spirited conversation with EMONI Bates, man. I thought it went very well. Go ahead and set that up.
Yeah, so we had a chance. This was recorded yesterday afternoon. We've obviously talked about EMONI Bates on this show a lot. Mostly good. Some non-believers here, but hopefully they will become believers. G. Bush was the leader of the EMONI Bates bandwagon from the get-go, so EMONI was kind enough to take a few minutes after practice to sit down and talk with us about what he's learned this season, what he hopes to accomplish in his career, his top 5 one-on-one scores in NBA history, and a few more nuggets I think you all enjoy. This is EMONI Bates yesterday with me, G, and Earl. This has been a long time coming. This is EMONI Bates, his debut on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. And EMONI, I'm not sure if you even know this, but I'm sitting next to G. Bush right here, who is the single biggest EMONI Bates fan in the world. He called your success before the draft. He wanted the Cavs to draft you before the draft boards even came out. It happened, and he's been taking a victory lap all season. So I'm going to pass the mic to G. Bush for this first question here.
Listen, young fella, I'm a big fan of your game. I'm a big fan of your story. And we'll just start off by just saying this. Look, a lot of people don't know about your story in high school, and a lot of people don't know that you reclassified. You was at the University of Memphis at the age of 17 years old. Give the fans a little bit of, history lessons in terms of, you being a student of the game and you being able to think the game as well.
I've been playing basketball since I was 3 years old, so that's all I've been doing since I was a kid. So really just growing up, I just fell in love with basketball. My dad played overseas for a couple years, so it's like basketball been in my family my whole life. So I just been a student of the game, like growing up, just since I was a kid, watching from my dad, either it's the NBA or just going to play pickup. Just learning the all-around game, just seeing it every day, even at the park.
Yo, EMONI, man, Earl of Pearl, man. First off, man, welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and happy belated birthday, bro. I understand your birthday was January 28th.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, my daughter turned 16 on the 31st. So,
that's crazy, Aquarius.
Shout out to y'all Aquarius, man. So, I'm gonna just get straight to it. I am a young man that had to redeem himself, more than once, and I done had some ups and downs. So I love your story and just everything about it. Speak to going from, the #1 overall player in the country, getting to Memphis, going through the hardships that you went through, and now trying to bounce yourself back at just 20 years old. What have the ups and downs early on in life kind of like helped mold you to as a player and as a man?
To be honest, I feel like everything I've been through, it happened to me at the right time. You see a lot of people now today, like a lot of grown-ups, they go through stuff that I've been through, now, later on in life, a lot of stuff that, you wouldn't think that would get thrown at you at a young age, got thrown at me. So, really I feel like I'm happy that everything happening right now, even, just me growing every day and just figuring out myself and how to become a better human being and just being better overall is a huge step in life. So I feel like, just keeping my head up and keeping the main thing is what got me through everything for real.
EMONI, through about halfway through the G League season, a little further, you're averaging 21 points, shooting 40% from the field, 40% from three on tremendous volume. And I say that as a compliment, as a guy who played D3 basketball, only shot threes. I'm jealous of the fact that the green light you have and coach lets you have. So, EMONI, you go in shooting streaks, you get hot, go cold, back and forth. And I know you want to be playing with the NBA team. You're stuck with the G League right now and kind of fluctuating back and forth. But how do you keep the confidence up through all the trials and tribulations of what is your first professional basketball season?
To be honest, just remain myself. Whether I'm playing in the G League, at the park, and then up there with the Cavs, I just got to remain myself. So, really, I feel like if I keep that mindset, it's going to keep me a long way. If you don't motivate yourself and inspire yourself, who else will? You know what I mean?
You have two teammates we watched in the summer league, and to be truthful, a lot of people in our media didn't think that summer league squad. They're like, "Listen, why y'all watching summer league?" And I said, "Listen, you got Sam Merrill, you got EMONI Bates, you got a lot of guys on that level, Porter Jr. That can contribute." Are people surprised that you guys are contributing the way you have, and we're able to kind of springboard from the summer league to now where you guys are still playing well. You in the G League. Congratulations being on the All-Star team in the G League, and those other two guys getting an opportunity to play.
For sure, I appreciate that. I mean, going into training camp, I mean, like, just watching everybody, we all had the hunger to get better and, like, you know, just see everybody grind and, you know what I mean? Like, going to summer league with a mind and, like, we wanted to win. Like, that was our mindset. So, you know what I mean? Everybody kind of go to Vegas, like, we're going to have fun. But we really locked in. I could feel it after the first couple of games, like, especially after the second game. Like, we was like, we might as well just try to get the championship. And I feel like we bonded together and we got together and we all locked in on film every time we had a session. We asked coach questions and he helped us out. So I mean, and we stuck with the game plan. So I feel like us we really just locked in, and them guys, you know, they playing up and handling business right now too. So I mean, it all translates.
Yeah, they're taking care of business. Imani, this might be the most important question you've been asked today or ever. You, Sam Merrill, Donovan Darius, and George Niang. 100 3-pointers who's making the most.
Me. I gotta go with myself.
Stop talking. You already
that was that was the test, and he passed the confidence.
My man didn't even laugh.
That's
no
what I'm
LOL
saying.
involved.
Shooter to shooter,
No, for sure.
he passed the confidence test 100%. That was the right answer.
Mike didn't ask you the right question, man. I'm going to ask you the right question, man. I'm from Cleveland, bro. First of all, you a Midwest kid just like me, so shout out to the Midwest, right? But being here, two-part question. How do you love Cleveland so far? What's your favorite part about it? And then two, I ask everybody this question. Corned beef, I know you're familiar with corned beef. You're from Michigan. But Polish boys, which one is your favorite?
I don't have to be honest. Probably go corned beef for sure for that. Yeah. What was your first question again? Say the first question again.
Like you in Cleveland now, you from the Midwest, so I know it ain't too many things that's different between Ann Arbor and Cleveland. But what's your favorite part about this city?
I mean, everything is close to each other. I mean, like downtown is real nice. You know what I mean? Like food spots, you can walk around. Everything close to each other. And Michigan is like where I live at. It's kind of like space. Like you might have to get the car to go get some food, but like it's a lot of food places all around each other. You can just walk around the city. The city look nice downtown. So for me, it's just being downtown. Like I'm not really used to being downtown. I'm gonna be honest.
You know, we asked Craig Porter Jr. You know, the same thing when he was on. You know, me and Earl, my man, we go back and forth with the Jays. Like we go back and forth. Like right now, if you had to ask on the Cavaliers, who got the meanest shoe game?
Oh, man. I couldn't even. To be honest, it'd have to go probably Don, Vert. Probably Don and Vert. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, probably Don and Vert.
See, you listen, you take it out, tell them, listen, hey, big bro, OG, when you get a pair, I get a pair. I say like you.
Hey, no, anybody, you know, I'm gonna let you back on something because like this my man's right here. So we here and we had another sports entity together, right? So I produce for him on the radio, and so when he said it, I make sure his Saturday interviews are set up at 10, so I can hit that sneaker app, so I can get my drop. So I ain't even got to be doing nothing, right? That's how I got them Cherry 12s. I got the Gratitudes on right now, bro. So
stop showing them.
You already know what's up.
Stop showing them. I wear like 15.
Imani, the Cavs right now on the NBA level, 117-18. We're taping this Monday afternoon just so everyone understands. They play the Sixers tonight. But what's it like kind of watching this team come together in a way that they're playing a different style than we expected them before the season? Now they're kind of going 1 in, 4 out. Everyone's coming together playing their best basketball. How much fun is it? And from your perspective, what's been the most kind of interesting and biggest learning lesson you've got from the Cavs in the last month and a half now where they're the best team in basketball?
To be honest, everybody professional, and I mean they all carry themselves a certain way. You know what I mean? They all locked in. They got their routines down, and it's like it works. I mean, you see they go in day in and night out, and they do the same thing, and they stick to the game plan. And it's amazing to watch. It's great basketball. I mean, who wouldn't want see that and be around it? So, of course, I just try to watch everything they do, but for them, it starts on defense. That's the main thing. Coach is always preaching for them, and they always execute the defensive plan. So, I mean, watching them is always fun.
Yo, Imani, man, I really believe in the bottom of my heart that you got superstar potential, right? You don't go from being the number 1 ranked player in the entire nation to all of a sudden not knowing how to hoop at all. And, you know, I've been on this show. I said, you know, I think Imani is going to be a baller one day. And sometimes people will say the rebuttal to that is, well, EMONI Bates is in the G League and he's a second-round pick. And historically, second-round picks really don't turn out to be much in the NBA. So tell the people today why you're the exception to that rule.
Because, first of all, I believe in myself, and I never settle for, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody got their own opinion on how they feel, but I know how I feel about myself, and I know my goals, and I'm going to chase them. I don't care how long it takes. It can take 3 years, 4 years, or 5. I'm going to keep chasing the same goal. And like you said, I'm going to be a superstar in this league. It's only a matter of time. So for me, it's all about keeping the main thing, keep grinding. I mean, time will tell. We'll circle back to this question, and everybody gonna be,
Oh, for sure we will. We keep receipts around here.
Yeah. One final question is, what has Coach JB Biggerstaff, some of your mentors, my man Boobie Gibson, even even the front office, what have they said that they want you to come back with in your game? That's going to get you those minutes, and that's going to put you the availability to show your talents on the court. What do they want you to work on? We know you got to step back. We know you got to from 45 feet. What is it that they want you to do to improve on?
Just being an all-around player. You know what I mean? Doing it on both ends every single night. You know what I mean? Being able to play defense. Execute the game plan every single time, and that's my main focus right now. Just being able to guard me, and everybody know I can score the ball. But it's like adding that defensive part. I feel like if I have both of those, defense and offense, I feel like that's just going to help me and my game even more. So just being more dominant on both ends of the floor, and that's all they preach to me, is just keep getting better and locking in on the defensive end, and offensively just keep being yourself.
Speaking of locking in, so I'm huge on the rap music, trap music, whatever you want to call it. And when I'm on a panel, when I'm getting ready to produce a show, right now I'm listening to Big X The Plug, Change. So what you listening to right now?
Friday, Blessings, Came Too Far. I listen to a lot of Friday just because he's like a motivational, like gonna motivate you, and then the things he talk about make sense. Yeah. So it's like him. I got my favorite rapper, Huncho. I listen to him. Just the way they rap is like how I kind of go about my day to day. Just motivate, get up, go get it. Ain't no really excuses. Nobody gonna hand you nothing. You gotta go up and go get it. Even the days you don't feel like it, that's the days you gotta get in there.
Respect.
EMONI, we got our last question. We'll let you run. We really appreciate you taking some time to talk to us today, but we don't let any guest come on the show without doing some sort of ranking. So I got to ask you to rank something for us. You're an unbelievable one-on-one scorer, step-back jumper, ISO, you name it, EMONI can do it. In your opinion, the 3 best all-time one-on-one scorers in the NBA. Putting you on the spot. Got to ask.
You can't even give me 5. 3 is tough.
You want 5? Sure, EMONI, you want 5? Just trying to make it easier for you.
I can give you 5. I can give you 5. Kobe.
1.
They got to be in order?
No, we'll do top 5, any order. Kobe.
Oh, yeah, bet. Kobe, Tracy McGrady, AI, MJ, and KD.
Done. That's EMONI Bates. That's a
Slim
damn good top
Reaper.
5.
Yeah, that's a hell of a top 5, man.
That is EMONI Bates. Check him out with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Charge, coming to a Cleveland basketball court near you. EMONI, we appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the season, and we'll see you playing at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse here.
Be great, bro.
In the near
Salute.
future. And that was EMONI Bates, the Cavs' second-round pick from last season. Tyvis, we'll talk about the interview in one sec, but you were reacting to his top 5 individual one-on-one scorers of all time.
Yeah.
He went with T-Mac, Kobe, AI, Jordan, KD. Do you agree with his top 5, or did he miss somebody?
He definitely missed somebody for sure, but he's young. So,
you put Giannis on there?
Come on now, Giannis can't be stopped. But we talking one-on-one scores. These kids today, they infatuated with the dribbles and all of the pull-up game and all that stuff, and that's not Giannis's style. Giannis plays bully ball, so I understand why he wouldn't include Giannis on that. But the rest of the list, I respect, especially the T-Mac. That was like my favorite player growing up was T-Mac, so I respect his whole list. Kid does study basketball. Now, you get some size like Giannis, you could go in there and bully ball your way in there because you already got the jumper. You go in and get some Giannis size, you can go in there and bully your way in there and layup and one. You could be the greatest scorer of all time. So it's my thought.
Jason, what do you think of his top 5?
I like the T-Mac poll because it just feels like McGrady doesn't get the same level of respect as he should, and maybe some other players in his generation.
Because the playoffs, never had the playoff success.
Yeah, and for you can tell EMONI studies the game to be able to pull that. He had another, and AI. I mean, everyone knows AI, but still to go with 2 old timers like that, or for him, old timers.
Yeah.
I mean, Tracy was probably in his prime when Imani was in diapers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anything that he's seeing is on.
Tracy scored 61 in 2002. Imani was born in 2004.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was not in diapers. He was a twinkle in his mom's eye when T-Mac went for his career high. Tyvis, overall impressions of the interview, though. I know you weren't there. Imani, he hit on everything.
Yeah.
Learning from the Cavs, what he has to do to improve, to get to where he wants to get to, keeping his head down, keeping his confidence up. What'd you make of the first time we spoken to the 20-year-old Cleveland Cavs?
He comes off as a guy who wants to learn. You can tell that he knows the things that he lacks in the NBA and what he needs to get better at. And you can tell that he's got a great group of people around him that's helping him understand you have to do these things if you want to be successful in the NBA. And I like that. He definitely doesn't lack confidence at all. I mean, he spoke a lot about how he has confidence and how he believes in himself. And I think ultimately that is, when you're in the professional level, that is the biggest thing you can have, confidence. If you don't have confidence, you will not make it long. You can make it a little bit, but you won't make it long, and you won't be ultimately the greatest. So I like the fact that he has his confidence there. And he just seems like a guy that really enjoys playing the game of basketball. He said he's fell in love with it when his dad played overseas, and he's been studying the game. So I like who he is. I like that he's around this great Cavs group. And I think that eventually we will see him make it to the NBA. And I think he has the game that can really contribute to the Cavs winning some games. It's just the defense. You got to just slide your feet some more, get some more effort in there. And I think that comes with time.
He's got some work to do. I became like the Imani hater over the summer, right? Because we were talking about him every freaking day. And it was like, guys, what are we doing?
He's not going to play.
That was my whole point. Was this year, he ain't going to play. And we're seeing that play out. He's in the G League. And I'm not going to say the guy's never going to have a good career. Like, that's insane to say when he's a rookie. He's got everything in front of him still. If he puts in the work and he gets the right opportunity, you just need to break. You take advantage of that, and you can make a nice career for yourself. My only point all summer long was he is not going to play this year, so what are we doing here? And you can take a long list of G League guys who made all-star teams and try and find them in the NBA, and it hardly ever translates from G League all-star to long, successful NBA career. But there are a lot of people in the Cavs, I've spoken to people in the Cavs who are really high on him and think that he has a chance to make it. So I'm not going to sit here and say he's not going to make it. He's learning how to play within the concept of team basketball this year. And it's not just playground, go get yours. He has to learn the concept of defending within the team, of playing team defense and one-on-one defense and all that. That's what he's doing this year. And they want him around the players. So he's playing in the G League, but by the Cavs moving their G League up to Cleveland and having their facilities in the building, the G League players are around the NBA players. And so he's on the bench a lot for a lot of the games. And they want him in that NBA environment. So this is a project. It's a long-term project. It's one thing to be a second-round pick or an undrafted pick and sort of like come out of nowhere. Everybody knows who Imani Bates is. Everybody knew that name. Everybody knows the game. And so for all of those teams to pass on him, it's like, because this isn't some surprise. This isn't Nikola Jokic that they found overseas somewhere. Everybody knows about him. But if he puts in the work, sure, of course he's got a chance, but he's got a lot of work to do between now and then.
Here are my 2 favorite things I took away from talking to Imani yesterday, or 3. One, he just was a cool guy. And Earl, you could attest this. He came off super personable. He got shots up after practice, so the interview got pushed back a little bit. He said, hey, sorry, I got to get my work in, though. Hopefully you guys understand. Of course we understood. Second, the confidence. And to Tyvis's point, in any situation, basketball, football, soccer, baseball, confidence is half the battle.
Yep.
Maybe not 50%, but it's a large portion
I'm
of
about
it.
to say, it's up there.
And I asked him the question, and he answered about who would make the most shots, and he answered definitively myself. And you guys kind of busted on me for being like, that's a silly question. Well, I just wanted to see if the confidence was there, and it was in spades. He talked about not necessarily keeping receipts, but he said, I want to revisit this conversation in a few years when I establish myself as an NBA player, and to have that confidence still as a guy who was the #1 overall high school prospect, had his trials and tribulations to get to where he is now. He's in the G League. He's having a very successful and productive season in the G League, but hasn't gotten the opportunities on the Cavs that he's wanted yet. The fact that he's still motivated, keeping his head up, and pushing forward makes me think he's on the right track to finding a place in the NBA. And last and most importantly, I asked him, what have you kind of learned from this recent hot stretch from the Cavs? And to Jason's point, Imani's on the bench for every home game for the Cavs. If the Chargers aren't out of town playing, Imani's sitting where Robin Lopez sat last season, and the difference is Robin was in uniform, Imani's in street clothes, but he's on the bench. And they talked about being a sponge and just soaking up all the information from Donovan and Darius and guys like Max Strus and George Niang who have been on deep playoff runs, played in NBA Finals, and learning what it takes to be a true professional. And you combined that knowledge, and he just turned 20. His birthday was just a few weeks ago. Kid can't even buy a beer yet. To be that young and that talented, to now be in a situation where everything is being given to you to help you put yourself in a position to succeed. You have the veteran presence. You have the coaching staff that believes in you. You have a city that's helping kind of come together to rise you up. Who knows how his career turned out? No one knows. But I think he's in a good a position here as he could be to go from a guy who was the number 1 overall prospect to undraftable on some teams' boards to now a guy who's thriving in the G League. I came away very impressed by Emoni Bates.
I just hope that he doesn't get bored or frustrated with the process, because I can understand this. When I was in Seattle as a rookie, right, I played DB. Obviously, in Seattle at this time, it's the LOB.
Sherm, Chancellor,
Earl
Thomas.
Yeah, all of those. And
not Earl the Pearl, Earl Thomas.
And it's like you can get frustrated. Like, yeah, it's nice to learn from these guys because they're the best in the game and you're learning, but
you want to play.
Exactly. Selfishly, it's like, all right, I learned as much as I can learn from y'all. Like, I want to play, but I'm not going to play over y'all. Like, that's just not going to happen. I hope that for him, he doesn't look at this roster and be like, I'm never going to play here. So, like, what am I doing? And then, like, want out of Cleveland and go somewhere else to try to flourish, which I would understand because at the end of the day, you want to play in the NBA, you want to do your thing. But, like, to him, I hope he don't never fall into a situation where he looks and is like, they're never going to let me play over Dean Wade or something like that.
Well, two things. A, he's 6'8", and we just talked about in the last topic, their wings are not big. They need size. Yeah. He fits the need. And also, I'm curious, he played with Sam Merrill and Craig Porter Jr. in the Summer League when they won the championship out in Vegas. Sam Merrill's carved a legitimate rotation role on this Cavs roster. Craig Porter Jr. has come in as an undrafted guy and filled a need when Darius was hurt. He's kind of fallen out of the rotation now just because they have so many guys back. But to see those two come through the same position he was in a way and carve out a niche for themselves within the current Cavs roster.
It's inspiring.
I would hope he's inspired by that and not discouraged that other players were there.
But you know what he'll say to himself?
I'm better than them.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I hope he's inspired and not discouraged.
I'm better than them. So why is they holding me back? That's what he'll feel. And then you could get frustrated and be like, you know what? To H with this, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere where I can actually play, where they're going to appreciate me.
I did not get that sense talking to him.
I know. I'm not saying that's how he is. I'm saying I'm hoping that he doesn't get that feeling. That's the whole point of me saying it, because I can understand how you can get frustrated with that. But I wanted to point something out. Last night, while we was talking about Emoni Bates, he was talking about how defense was something he had to work on. Last night, I was watching it on DirecTV. Shout out to my father for letting me use his account. I was watching the game, and they had pointed out Karis LeVert was mic'd up. And before they had asked him, about the Cavs this year and whatnot, he was talking about we got to talk more on defense. We've been better because we've been talking more on defense. And then they showed clips of him just communicating defensive things. And it's nice to see that. I'm hoping that Emoni Bates sees a guy like Karis and see what he's doing, how he's communicating on defense, how important it is for the talk on defense so everybody's on the same page. And hopefully he can put that to his game when he's down in the G League.
You have an interesting point about Porter and Merrill and Emoni. And the difference to me, Sam Merrill's 27 years old, and he's on at least his fourth organization. Emoni's 20, just starting out.
And Porter Jr.'s 23, I think.
Porter's older too, and Craig filled an immediate need because the Ricky Rubio thing fell apart. Yeah. Ty Jerome was hurt. Darius goes down. They needed a ball handler.
To Ty Jerome.
So he's been hurt all year. So they had a real need, and to his credit, like that's what I said earlier, you need an opportunity. Well, Craig Porter got an opportunity, took advantage of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's converted. He's on a 2-way contract right now. I'd say by the end of the year, he'll probably have a contract from the Cavs. He won't be a 2-way player anymore. you know, Max Strus has been healthy. Okoro, there's a long list of guys in front of EMONI right now. But again, he's only 20 years old. He's got a lot to learn. Sam Merrill's 27. Think about how long he's been.
That is the forgotten part
away.
about Merrill.
Yeah, he's been grinding away at this. He was cut by the Kings. He was
Milwaukee.
with Milwaukee for a while. He was with Miami briefly. He's bounced around. He's been to the G League. He's Summer League. It's 27-year-old dudes in Summer League. Like, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
Like, normally, you're done by then. So he has been on that grind that EMONI's just starting out on. So, and EMONI is playing. He's going to play in the G League. I know it's not the same as the NBA, but it's not like in the NFL where if you can't play on Sunday, you're not going to play. Like, there is no other league for you to go to.
Right.
The G League, the NBA, and the G League has come a long way from where it was even 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They're trying to truly make it a development league, sort of like the minor leagues, AAA for baseball, where you can send guys and develop them and groom them. The Cavs have done a nice job with some of these guys on the margins and finding talent and mining it and developing it. They've had a lot of success doing that. And Merrill and Porter are the latest examples. And if EMONI sticks with it, he could be that too. It's going to take him a little bit of time, but he could be that guy in a couple of years.
Earl, what was your big takeaway from talking
My
to
biggest
EMONI yesterday?
takeaway was the personal growth. EMONI is 20 years old and has, unfortunately found himself in some adverse moments already. And it really made me just think about myself because if I'm being totally honest, I found myself in some serious trouble more often than not between the ages of 18 and 21. And so to hear him speak about how everything that he went through happened to him right on time and how there are people who are twice his age who, really haven't overcome certain obstacles or whatever the case may be, you appreciate somebody who go through some stuff and can become wiser behind the things that they go through. That's the maturity that I think Tyvis was alluding to. You know what I mean? When you see that type of maturity, that's why I'm encouraged that he's going to stick it out and continue to work hard and not really worry about, how much talent is on the Cavs roster or will or whatnot on play. Like he said, he's confident. Just keep what you're doing. He said something. Just keep the main thing the main thing.
Yep.
And as long as he keep doing that, he'll be cool because the biggest thing about it is he's 20. You hope that his life is much longer than his NBA career. And some of the stuff that he's been through and clearly has learned from, those are the things that can take him further in life than it ever will on the court. So,
Yeah, it was impressive. He doesn't like doing media, and we got a text afterwards that he said he enjoyed that and would love to come back on. So hopefully that's not the last time we speak with EMONI Bates. If you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll hopefully get EMONI back on soon. Earl,